We all dream. Some of the dreams we remember and some we don't. Some dreams leave us confused, worried, or downright embarrassed that we even had them. And the dreams that make the biggest imprint on us, that overwhelm us and just won't leave us alone, we tend to want to find the meanings of those dreams. Well, what if I told you that God uses our dreams and visions as a way of communicating to us, whether it's giving us warnings or telling us something about our destinies and our purpose? Hi, I'm Jolly, and the sole mission of this show is to help high-powered women flourish in 8 specific areas of their life. Today, we are covering the area of spiritual health, specifically dreams. And I've invited spiritual leader and dream expert, a powerful prayer warrior, Joyce Abraham, who is my sister and dear friend to the show. Joyce is going to be speaking to us about what God might be saying to us through our dreams. A little bit about Joyce. She was born in India, but raised here in the United States. She relocated several times, but currently resides in Texas with her beautiful teenage daughter. Joyce's life has been a great adventure of so much learning from childhood to her adulthood years. She has a fervent passion for all spiritual things and says that her relationship with God has been her anchor through it all. She loves to teach others, especially her teenage daughter, about the new things of the Lord. She also enjoys to cook simple and delicious meals, plan events, but more than anything, she loves to love people back to life. Please help me welcome to the show, Joyce Abraham. Woohoo! Hi, Joyce.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the show. It's so good to have you here. I've been so excited for this episode and having you come on. So I'm just really excited.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So I'd love to just dive deep into the subject of dreams. Now, I know for me, I really admired when people just had dreams, like these really cool dreams, and it was interpreted for them. And for me, I was like, man, how come my dreams, like, I don't know, I can never remember them. So my question to you is this: when we have dreams, a lot of times they can be weird. It can be unusual. Like sometimes, you may be jumping off a cliff or something. I feel like I've had those dreams. We can have dreams where one thing is just unrelated to the other. It can be dreams of even people that we haven't seen in a long time. And we're like, why did I even have a dream about that person? I wasn't even thinking about them. Some dreams can also be really inappropriate. I mean, what do you say about this? Is this common?
Yes, absolutely. It is very common. And many of us, and I mean, the ones that I've spoken to at least, have almost thrown these dreams on the back burner because it's like it didn't make any sense. It brought in shame. It made us feel a way that we didn't want to feel, or it just, we weren't anticipating that, so I would put it on the back burner. I wouldn't even think about it. I just thought, oh, whoa, that must have been what they call a pizza dream, one of those fluke dreams, like, oh man, it must have been something I ate last night that caused all this disarray in my sleep. So yes, it is common.
So when someone has a dream, what are we supposed to do with it? Because I'm going to be honest, if I were honest, I would say that if I don't get it immediately, I dismiss it. I'm just like, I don't have time for this. It made no sense to me. It was like all jumbled up. So many different things were happening. And so I'm like, okay, I keep going. Like, what are we supposed to do when we get dreams?
So I am learning this I'm always learning. But we take the dreams as a Christian. I'm taking it back to God, right? Because he's the one that is giving me these dreams. Not all dreams are from the Lord. So that's why it's very important that I know that I have to take it back to God. So when I say take it back to God, I mean, go ask him. Like, so what I do, this is what I do in the morning. I wake up And I already sense, oh man, I remember I had some dreams, but some of them will come very like right to my brain. And some I have to be like, wait, I know I dreamt something. So what I've been doing lately is just as soon as I get up, I just go into like a prayer time, like a reflection time with the Lord. I said, Lord, what are these dreams, and what are you? And I would just pray over those dreams. So that's me taking it back to God. So what I do is I keep a journal, a book next to me that I can jot down the things that are, as I'm praying those things, I'm writing down what is coming back to my remembrance. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't come. Sometimes and then sometimes it'll just flow. I'll have a lot of dreams back to back to back. And so it can be a little overwhelming because it's like, whoa, I just got a lot of dreams. What do I do with it? Oh my gosh, I can't make sense of this, and a lot of us are living in a microwave generation, right? We want things fast. We don't want to go through the process. We just want answers right now. I don't got time for this. I'm too busy. My day is full. I got kids. I got to cook. I got to clean. I got to go to work. I got to go to school, whatever it is, right? That's many of us. So a lot of us want fast, everything just given to us. So when we get dreams, that is a common thing that many of us have thrown it on the back burner because one, it doesn't make sense to us. Two, we don't got no time to go back to do nothing with it. And third thing could even be that we don't even know what to do with these dreams.
So I love how you said that, you keep a journal right next to your bed. You actually taught me that. And so now I do the same thing because first of all, I wasn't even remembering my dreams, but only here recently did I start actually having dreams myself. And I remembered, oh, Joyce told me I need to have a journal next to me. So I started keeping a journal. So that first thing in the morning, right, when you haven't been inundated with a lot of information, it's fresh, you can write down exactly what the dream was, just in case you forget about it. So I think that's such a practical piece of advice for us, just to start on, hey, what could our dreams possibly mean? Get it out on paper. Everything maybe that you felt, would you say? Just everything about the dream, right?
Absolutely. And Jolly, sometimes it's not to beat ourselves up if we don't get the dream. It doesn't come to our remembrance right away. Okay. So when we get up in the morning and we're sitting with the Lord and just about to write it down and just say, okay, well, what were they? And they don't come, you got to remember, you got to give yourself some grace, because sometimes I'll speak for myself. Sometimes I'm like, no, I want the dream right now because I need to know what I need to know.
Yeah.
And I realize, no, I know that I just took it to the Lord. I'm going to leave it with him. Now he is going to he'll bring it to my remembrance, right?
That's so good, Joyce, because, when you're talking, I remembered a friend had given me a vision that she had of me, right? And I was like, I had no idea about anything that she said in the vision. I was like, I thought she had a bad case of nachos, when she told me that vision, because I was like, I couldn't identify with anything that she said inside the vision to me. So I actually dismissed it, but I also asked the Lord, what does this mean? Joyce, silence for 1 year. The Lord didn't tell me what the dream meant, or the vision meant. 1 year later is when I asked again, he started to reveal, because it was the right time for me to receive it. What would you say about that?
Absolutely, Jolly. And that's why this point is so, sometimes when we get so hungry or eager to find out something, we want it now. Yeah. But sometimes it is a learning process that, you know what, the Lord just wants us to, he's revealed those dreams or those portions in a dream, specifics in a dream or a vision, to take it back to him, right? So that in the right timing, it will be known to you. So the point is, well, why did he give me that dream? Someone can ask, why did I get that dream now then? It's so that we can pray into it. Okay. So, and I know that's a whole nother topic probably right there, but it is, it is to pray over it. To when I wake up in the morning, I'm able to pray and say, Lord, what are you showing me here? And I'm covering that dream, that vision in prayer. Always, always going back and covering it, because you may not get the full revelation right here, right now. Some of it does take some time, right? We don't understand all of the Lord. Like, there's so much about God that we are still learning, right? So he knows he can't give us the full revelation now because it's too much for us. If we haven't even crossed that path, we'll be like, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. Then we'll be more confused. So there is a timing for it all. So yes, you may not get the revelation right now within 5 seconds. It may take time, just like you said, a year, because you weren't ready a year prior to receive that.
And God doesn't waste his words, right? So when he says it, it's time for you to receive it.
Yes.
That's good. Something else that you've taught me, which I had no clue about, is I told you about a weird kind of dream that I had, and you were like, well, what was the theme? And I was like, come again? What do you mean? What was the theme? This is not like a play. This is not like a movie. And you were like, no, Jolly, dreams have a theme or a storyline. So please help, just like you've helped me to understand, please help our viewers understand, what does that mean?
Sure, because there's some dreams that are just like pinpointed, you know exactly what it is. It was a blue couch, that's all you saw in your dream, and you sat on it, okay? Then there could be dreams or visions that go in length. It could be like point to point to point. You went through this door, went through that door, then you went upstairs and you came downstairs. So it's getting down to not getting lost in all the details, but coming down to the main point of the story. So when we all read a book or watch a play or watch a movie or whatever it is, there should be a storyline, right? There's a main theme, I should say. So that's a really good point to kind of streamline the main point in this dream or this vision, Jolly, is when you're getting up in the morning, before your whole day starts, getting your journal ready, asking the Lord, what is this dream? What are some things that I can remember in the dream? Jot those down, but asking, well, what was the main theme in this? What was I scared? Was it an alarming dream? Was it something like preparing me for something? Or was it something I had already been maybe praying for or kind of thinking about? Is it a theme like that? So that's what the theme is. So it kind of streamlines all these other points into one thing, the main point.
Okay. Okay, that's good to hear. Now, when we interpret dreams, are we supposed to pay attention to our senses? Because I was doing some research and it said, in interpreting dreams, it's very important to know how you feel, what you sense, but speak more about that.
Yes, absolutely. So once we know the theme, the main theme or an idea of our dream or our vision, mainly our dream, there's specifics in there, okay? And a lot of it has to do with, so for instance, if I see light can mean good and it can mean bad. It's not always good, okay? So then I can take it into my feelings. Well, how did I feel at that time? Was it like, what did I feel, a dread, or did I feel so happy and excited about something that was coming when I saw that light? So yes, feelings, absolutely, Jolly, they do have a part to play. So these are all the little nuggets, I would say, the details in the dreams that may play a part in deciphering what this dream really means.
What about color, numbers, smells?
Absolutely. All our senses. I know in dreams, if we really pay attention, we'll be able to notice oh, why did I see that white purse on the table? Okay, so then that's one thing. Okay, there was a white purse, and what did it stand out in your dream, right? So if it, because we can have fillers in our dreams. They mean nothing. They're just there, just to fill in. It's not to get hooked on those details, right? So ask yourself, well, how did I feel? Was something standing out in my dream? Okay, well, what was happening with that white purse? Well, it was filled with a lot of money. Okay, so that means there may be some type of financial, but why was it just sitting there? So is it being wasteful? Am I not putting that to use? Have I been praying for more funds in my life? So there's details like that will come in. But yes, feelings, details of color, your surroundings actually have a play in interpreting these dreams, paying attention to that.
Okay. Now, when we have dreams, and they can bother us because we know we felt something big, deep, and we just can't shake it. But then because life happens and we get distracted, we leave it, forget about it. What
Yeah.
do we miss out on when we don't take dreams back to the Lord?
So great question, Jolly. So distractions, if we're being honest, we can have many distractions in our life, right? So many things pulling at us. But if we get a dream and we're like, whatever, I don't have time for this. Dreams, visions, those are just one of two ways that the Lord wants to communicate to us. So the bottom line is that relationship with Him. That is what He's trying to build, right? That is His main purpose in giving us things. It's not for us to be wise and knowledgeable about everything happening. Yes, those are good things, but it's to take back to Him because He wants to teach us something. There may be something that we have been praying for that because now we don't understand the dream, we're going to dismiss it, and God's trying to talk to us through our dream. But we're too busy to stop and ask, what are you saying here, God? Right? We're too busy to think, oh my gosh, I don't have a year to wait for this answer, or I don't have such and such time, right? So those distractions, they do come in, but it is going to be up to us to stop and purpose what is necessary. Our time with the Lord is necessary. Many of us have had these dreams, Jolly, and because we've been so busy, we don't take it back to the Lord. But He's like, come talk to me. Come have this relationship with me.
I love that. God is always wanting to draw us back to Him. God is always wanting to be with us and for us to abide in Him, right? At the end of the day, that's why He allows and brings things in our lives. It's to bring us back to Him. So I was saying, well, I was just making note that whenever we have dreams and we miss out, we can lose out on a blessing. We can miss out on God's direction or warning, And so I said, we can go we can avoid a trap. He's warning us, hey, this is coming up. Let me give you the strategy for it. So.
Yes, great. That's so great, Jolly. Thank you for bringing that up because, we get a lot of warnings or precursors to something that's about to happen in our lives or an answer to prayer that we're not even realizing. I'll just give you an example. So I had a dream one night, and it was a dream that there was a helicopter. It was a black helicopter coming in to my vicinity. Okay. I knew the feeling I was having was very like, oh my gosh, it's about to attack me. It was dread. It was like, I knew that it was in the enemy's attack. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he sees me. And I was in a house and I said, I want everybody to pray. Just everybody start praying. So as I said that, I feel like I'm alone and the helicopter is coming straight at me. Okay, as a very dark helicopter. And but as soon as the helicopter came right above me, a sheet was put over me. A white covering was put over me. So I already knew in the dream that I was hidden.
Wow.
And I see in the dream, the helicopter is going round and round and round, trying to find me, but he's right near me. If I wasn't covered, he would have got me. He was right on top of me, the helicopter was. But because this white covering was over me, I knew that I was hidden, and the helicopter was so confused, and it
Wow.
ended up leaving. So that right there, I knew there was some parts in there that if I dismissed it, like, what the heck was that? I'm scared to death. What is this? I knew that's a token from the Lord to pray into what the enemy is planning to do. Okay.
Wow.
I knew the enemy is coming to attack me. One, I knew there's victory coming for me because I was now being hidden and protected from the enemy's plans. But I knew I needed to go back to the Lord still and say, is this what you mean? If it's not, please correct me and direct me the right way. Okay? Because not all our interpretations may be correct. I'm just saying we're human. We may pull in our feelings and things that may not be necessary. Always take it back to God. So I knew I woke up and I was like, whoa, there was some dread. There was some almost a fear. But then I was reminded, Joyce, you were covered. So now you get to pray and cancel all the enemy's plans. Whatever he's planning to corner me, that's what it was. I was stuck in a corner. So the plans of the enemy to corner me and to find my way out and find that freedom. So I got to pray into that. But if I didn't, those are things that the Lord will reveal some of the plans of the enemy to us. Of his children, we get an upper hand of knowing what is to come with the enemy's plans. Why? Is not to put us in fear. It is so that we can pray into that. Ask the Lord and call in that protection, call in that covering. Maybe it's for us to call in more prayer, our prayer partners, our friends who can pray for us, our prayer team, that can be our covering during an attack or a time when we feel like we're cornered.
Oh, that's good. So whenever we get a dream, first of all, thank you for sharing your dream. And I love how you were able to know what the dream meant, and uh, would you say that whenever we get dreams, we go to God and we say, what does this mean? And also, like, what do you want me to do with this? Like, do you want me to pray for this person? Am I supposed to be built up, in the word? Like, what is the strategy regarding this dream?
Great question, Jolly. Strategy is that is the key. It's a strategy. It's like, Lord, what is your strategy for this? Because not all dreams lead to cutting off the enemy. Sometimes it's receiving. Sometimes it's to be able to receive what God's giving us. Maybe God's showing us our heart that it's closed to what he wants to give us, So now praying, saying, God, open my heart up so that I can receive that gift. Open my eyes to be able to see it from your perspective. Strategy is a huge, huge piece to ask the Lord, to go back and ask the Lord about.
So without being an interpretation dictionary, Joyce, can you go over just some basic common symbols that people may experience in their dreams?
Yes, without going into too much interpretation, because like I said, there is good and there's bad, and there's several meanings to many things, but there's common things, or I should say many people have felt or seen this in one area, okay? For instance, you see a ladder. That means it could be climbing to the top. Okay, that means there's an advancement coming. Or it also can mean, hey, you're too prideful. You need to come down a little bit.
Wow.
Okay. Numbers. Oh gosh, numbers. Okay, so numbers can mean so much too. Many numbers have already, like for number 5, it can represent grace. Okay. Now, if you start seeing doubles like 5, 2, 1, even in those numbers in itself, like 11 and 22, those two have meaning. Like 11 can mean revelation. 22, it can mean double portion or a double, or it can even mean this year that we're in. And also, I wanted to point one thing else out too. So numbers can also represent the Lord taking us back to the Word of God. It can go back, he can be talking to us if we keep seeing, and I'm not saying we always see numbers, okay? So we can always see numbers. So how do we know that there's a number that is being pulled out? It's going to be highlighted. That's how the Lord talks to me through numbers, is I keep seeing the same numbers on repeat when I'm not trying to look for those numbers. I keep seeing them all throughout, when I'm driving, when I'm sleeping, when I'm awake, when I'm, the clock, whatever it is, I keep repeating that. So I need to take that back to the Lord, because sometimes it means a literal number meaning, the common number meaning, or it can mean something within like a scripture that the Lord's talking to me through. So colors, white can represent the glory of God, purity. And then, like, if you see a dove, what does a dove usually represent? Usually it's peace, right? So then you don't want to just take that on itself. You need to see the area that it's been around. What is it surrounding around? Is your peace trapped in something? So just because there's peace, is it stuck somewhere? So then it's knowing, okay, how do I release that? How do I pray into that? Hopefully that answers that question.
What about smells or nature?
Oh, I love nature. Watching. Okay, so yes, the Lord speaks to us through nature. If we pay attention, the Lord will speak through all of His creation.
Amen.
Birds mean things. They're symbols. Like I said, the dove, the crow can mean something. It's usually a negative thing. Like ravens, but in nature, paying attention to what's around. Is it a gloomy day? How does the clouds look? I know it's a little out there, but I have seen a lot of symbols in the clouds, and it's things that I've been praying for. So, and the reason that many of us do see that, Jolly, is when we open ourselves up, all our emotions up to however the Lord wants to speak, He will use all of His creation. He is not limited. He is not limited to only what we were taught in church. Okay, not that our church didn't teach us everything, but there's a lot of churches that doesn't teach a lot in depth about God's creation. It's like, what? You're crazy. What do you mean you saw that? I'm like, well, that's what I saw, because I know that I'm open to receiving from the Lord, however He wants to talk, whether it's through numbers, whether it's through colors, whether it's through feelings. I know we touched upon that a little bit about feelings. Like, feelings are a big thing, How did I feel coming out of this? Because that can set the tone for a lot of the meaning and direction for the dreams that we've been receiving.
Wow, that's so good. He can talk to us to the level that we will allow Him, right? God is infinite. He is all encompassing. So He is looking to us and saying, how much do you want of me? How much faith do you believe me for? To the level of your faith, to the level that you want me, I will be.
Yes.
That's so good. That's good. Well, Joyce, if you could leave us with the 3 biggest nuggets that you want us to know about dreams, about the things of dreams, the meaning interpretation, what would be 3 things that are most important to you, if I can ask, that you want to leave us with?
Yes, absolutely. 3 nuggets would be, don't dismiss it. Because maybe this is a new way the Lord is trying to talk to you. So write in your journal, taking it to God with that. That's one thing. And taking time out to learn what these symbols may be. Like, give yourself grace. You're not going to know it all overnight. I mean, maybe somebody will, I don't know. But give yourself grace and learn, because it is another learning piece. You know, you're growing with the Lord. And also cultivating that relationship with the Lord. Those are my main 3 things, is taking it back to God, because meaning it may mean to grow your prayer time with the Lord, you know, being open to how he wants to talk with you.
Well, Joyce, thank you so much for being here. I feel like I could just listen to you all day long. You have so much wisdom, so much insight and understanding just in the things of the Lord, especially with dreams. So I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today.
Oh, thank you, Jolly, for having me. What an honor to be able
Thank
to
you.
talk about this and be with
Absolutely.
you.
And folks, if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, because when you do, I can get this video out to more people and more lives can be touched. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video if you know of someone who's had a dream that they just don't understand. Share this video with them. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I will see you in the next video. Take care.